Hey, welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're going to do something a little bit different, and if it turns out well, I think you'll probably like it. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more future videos. Thanks for watching. Alright, I'm using a 16 by 20 canvas today, and I am making blocks. That's what I'm doing. I couldn't find a good brush to do it with, and actually I got this flat brush. It was already dirty over there. And I thin my paint down a little bit with some linseed oil. This doesn't have to be perfect, by the way. All I want is just a design so I know about where to start working on my blocks. But this does not have to be perfect. You want them, they can be different sizes, different shapes. But we're not trying to be perfect here by doing this. We just want random stuff in here. And that's it, just random things. See, just different stuff. But anyways, I thinned my paint down with some linseed oil. I couldn't find a good brush, and this brush is nice and sharp because it's a flat brush. And I thought, well, and I tried it, and it seems to work pretty well. But it's going to take me a while to do this. Of course, I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, but this is what I'm doing. I'm going to do the whole thing like that, except the bottom area. I'm not going to do it. It's a little different. But I did a painting like this before, and I kind of liked it. You guys haven't seen it before. And I thought, that might be a good one to try. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try this. See how it works out. Yeah, these lines are not super important, but I do have to have something to go by, some kind of block forms. Some kind of form. And you don't want to make them too small. These might be a little too small, but they're okay. I mean, they should look fine. That one there, big block here, and you can go as fast as you want. As I said, this ain't critical here. We're just wanting to make blocks and shapes. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, and this is because you got the idea now. All right, let me show you what I'm doing now. I'm taking some brown, some yellow ochre, little brown, little yellow ochre, and I'm just putting it in this white right here. And now I'm going to go around and I'm going to put some color on each one of these stones. Remember, this is acrylic. The color that you've seen when I started is acrylic. And now I'm putting some oil down on these stones. They don't have to be perfect. I'm going kind of fast here. They don't have to be perfect because we got to do one final coat on these stones. This is just putting some oil down, and I could have done this first, but the line when I went around lining out my stones would have been a little harder, and I don't care. I mean, it's fine to do it this way. You could do this first if you wanted, but I just preferred not to today. But I'm going around, I'm hitting each stone. Yeah, I think it's a little easier to mark your lines when there's no oil down. That's why I put some acrylic down yesterday. But I'm going pretty quick on these. If you get it in the black, that's perfectly fine. It's no problem whatsoever. I don't expect these black lines to stay on here permanently anyway. They're probably going to get mixed up with the paint, and that's fine. Don't sweat it. But this is really the hardest part of the painting are these stones, but they're also the most visually effective if you can get them done right. These stones will make the painting if they come out the way I want them to. And you gotta put in a little effort if you want something to come out the way you want it. But this is brown, yellow ochre, and just a touch of white. That's all this is. And I'm going, like I said, I'm going fast. I'm not being precise. because we got another coat to put on it. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to do this whole thing like that, and I'll be back. Let's go ahead and do this part of our painting right here. Let's put some stones here on the ground. We're not finished with this. This is just, it took me probably a solid 45 minutes. But that's not the end of it. We got one more thing to do. On the bottom here, the closer to the, I'm gonna call this a stone house. The closer to the stone house we are, just like in anything else we do, the lighter the color. So I'm putting some ochre up in here, and I'm putting it in strips. Let's see what else we can put in there. Let's take some, I'm gonna take a little bit of white, mix with this ochre, and just kind of randomly put it in here and there. And then I'm going to wind up kind of blurring this out a little bit for now. Okay, let's do a little bit more. Let's grab some, let's get some burnt sienna. Let's throw some sienna in there. Burnt sienna, I like nice varied colors. Some burnt sienna. Oh, let's see, it's not quite time to get real dark yet. Let's take a little brown. Starting on our browns. And it's going to get darker as it comes toward us, don't forget. Brown. Yeah, we still got the tedious part to come. The last thing we did up here it was bad, but it gets worse. The next one's the next step's a little worse. Let's take some Prussian blue. Let's take some Prussian blue and throw it down here for some of our real dark color. I gotta hold my palette almost flat. I got some linseed oil trying to run off on me. I forgot it was on there. Picked this up. And we'll take a little alizarin crimson. It's kind of mixed with other colors, but it's dark, and that's what we're after. Put a spot here and there. All right. Let me find me a 1-inch brush. Let's add some green on it. I better not use this one. Let's get a clean one. This time of day I can find a clean one. I'm just going to try and blur some of this out. And I'm starting here at the top. I just want to give it the impression that there's some stones there. I mean, we'll work with it a little bit later and make it look a little better, but for now this is all we're going to do just to get started. Just for us to get started on this, and then we'll just leave it and we'll start working on our stones again. And I'm just rubbing this across, trying to blur it basically. Some of it will smear, that's okay. Nothing to be worried about. Let me take a little bit of this blue off of here. So I got some dirty shop towels. I'm just going to lay them right here. Rub it on here. Take some of that blue off. I got it a little too thick. And this is how you soak up some oil off your canvas, in case you've never seen anybody do this. Paper towels will work too. These are just a little better. These are called shop towels. Pull this back out. I don't really care how dark it is in the front. It's supposed to be dark, so that's good. All right. I think we're going to go back up to the stones now in the house. All right, let me show you what I'm doing now. I'm actually using 3 different brushes. I got 2 number 2s and a number 1. And I did a few of these for you already. See, these stones are flat looking. These are not. This is what you have to do to these stones, and you do it to each and every one. But there's a few of these stones won't be showing because I'm going to put some ivy up the side here. But let me just go ahead and show you what I'm doing. And I did this on this well that I did. I did a well a few paintings back, and this is exactly what I did. This is how you give it. You pull the stones out, make it look like they're not flat, basically. In the upper, I'm going to say the sun's coming down this way. In the upper right corner, this is white. I got the camera zoomed in as much as I can. I'm using white because I just put this paint down. It's going to mix anyway. You start it in the upper right corner, and you're going to kind of feather it out a little bit. And you go to your next stone, and you do the same thing. You don't have to wipe your brush off every time. Upper right corner, across the top, down the right side. I'm going to do a few of these for you and show you how to do it. This is the only way that I know of. And you notice I said that I know of, I'm aware of, to make these stones look slightly three-dimensional. Because, man, flat stuff, I mean, look at that and look at that. I mean, if your painting looks flat, it's not good. So, I mean, there's ways and little tricks you can do things to make your paintings look a little better. And this is one of them for stones. And all I'm basically doing is I'm using light and shadow to my advantage. That's basically all I'm doing. Sun's coming down this way, it's going to hit the top right corner of the stone. The bottom left is going to be dark, and it makes the stone look like it's sticking out slightly. I'll do another one of these here, 1 or 2, and then I'll use some black, and then I'll use my 3rd brush and show you what I'm doing. Make sure you get enough white on here though, because you want it to show. Because it's blending, it's not pure white. Once it goes on here, it's not pure white. It's pure white when I stick it in the white paint. But when it goes up here, it is no longer pure white. All right, let me get my other brush. I'm using pure black. I'm going to start in the bottom left corner. Because I just stuck this in that black paint. And I'm just going to kind of do that number. I'm working up the bottom left corner, working up the left side and across the bottom left. I hope this is making sense. I think it is. Everybody's pretty smart. I try to explain it as simply as I can. I'll get you some more. And if this black starts looking too black for you, just put in a little white. It'll fix you right up. But this is basically all I'm doing. Using light and shade to our advantage the best that we can. You can only go so far with it, but every little thing helps. Now what I'm doing with my third brush, I have no paint on here other than what I've picked up. I'm just very lightly touching it and I'm just blending it together. Just kind of just barely touching it. Barely. I'm just blending it, that's all I'm doing. Not enough to make a big difference, but enough to kind of blend them together. Just so they don't look separate. And that's it. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead. Like I said, I got ivy coming up here. I'll probably have ivy here. I don't know where it's going to be quite yet because I'm making all this up. But I'm going to finish all these stones and we can definitely do that. I'll be back. Well, I'm back. Whew, boy, that was labor intensive. Feel like I need a Gatorade now or something. That probably took me maybe a solid hour and a half maybe to finish that right there. Labor intensive, but that's okay. I made my door blue and I'm gonna work on these windows a little bit. I'm gonna put some, I think I'm gonna put some grids. I got a flat brush just to mark them out. Just put some grids on here with this. Maybe just one. I'm just using this brush to mark it. They may wind up being blue time it's all said and done, I don't know. But just for marking purposes, we're just using white right now. Because you really can't go wrong with white. I mean, they may stay white, I'm not sure. I just haven't made my mind up. And I'm going to put several flower pots down here. Like I said, I think I'm going to bring vines in from the side. Something like that. I got my palette sitting down because I can steady my arm a little better. I'm going to make some flower pots. I think I probably need one there for sure. Maybe different sizes. Let's see, let's go ahead. I'm just going to mark them off real easy for now. Probably, this is real wet. I'm not sure I can even make them right now. These are so wet. Because actually I literally just done this a few minutes ago. Maybe I can just get the shape. They can be pretty big if you want them to be. Probably bring them down, something like this. Bring them around. Let's see, that's pretty close. Let's just go ahead and fill them in. This is pretty close to what we're after. Yeah, I'll probably have to let this painting sit for a little bit, maybe overnight probably. I'll get started working on another one. Yeah, that's not a bad pot. I'll tell you an easy way to make them. And this is a filbert brush. I don't know if there's a number. Yeah, number 2 filbert. See, it gives you a nice, it's rounded, and it gives your flower pot a nice rounded edge. Let's see, if I put one there, I got to put 3 over here, make odd numbers. We'll make this one, and let's start over here. I'll make one probably similar to that one right here. They like odd numbers in painting. For some reason, more pleasing to the eye, they say. So I'll make this a little bit different. just go ahead and fill this in. Fill it in. But you see how these stones look so much better? They're not flat. I mean, it would really look ridiculous if they were flat. Well, not ridiculous, they just wouldn't look as good. I'll say it that way. I don't want to say something looks ridiculous. Okay, let's start right here. Let's make another one. A little bigger. Fill that in. Just imagine if I'd used my normal size camera. This is a 16 by 20. I normally use an 18 by 24. Man, I'd been here till next week doing them. It takes a while. That's just the nature of this type of painting. It'll take you some time. But as long as you're not in a rush, you'll be fine. It's hard not to get in a rush sometimes because you just want to get it over with. Alright, I said I was going to wait till the next day, but I'm actually still here working on this. What I did here is I'm just using my imagination. Not the best way to do it. But these are going to be vines. I'm not finished with this here yet, but I want to show you what I'm doing. I'm just taking, I got two different brushes, one with black, one that's not. And let me set this down. I'm just going along and I am randomly putting in just some, I'm going to have flowers on these in the end. At the end of the time I get done with it is what I'm trying to say. But and you remember the sun's coming down this way, but you got to have black down first. You got to have the black. You don't just put green up here. Green or yellow. You got to have a base. And this is the way to do it. These are like vines you would see on an old stone house. I've seen them a lot of times. Just kind of randomly, just use your imagination, or my painting, whichever one you want to use. And this will give you an idea of what to do here. I want to bring some of it down here near this window, possibly hanging down. I got some right here. And you can leave a bare spot or two if you want. Might even look better to do that. But this is all I'm doing. This is important. I wanted to show you this. I try to show you the important things. Some things are slow and boring, and then I'd lose your attention and you'd go somewhere else, so we don't want to do that. Heck, I mean, that don't look, I could probably leave a lot of that show in there. I think that looks pretty good, really. We'll see. I mean, we're feeling this out as we go. We adapt with the painting, as I always say. I'll put some green on it here in a second, and if we think it needs more dark, then we'll put more stuff on here. But I mean, I don't think that's too bad right here, the way it is, leaving some of that bare. Well, we'll leave it for now. I'm getting a little bit of green. I'll go ahead and pick this up for you. I have a habit of leaving it lay because I get tired of holding it, to be quite honest. But I got some green. I got more yellow than green. Sun's coming down this way. And I'm saying that because you want your green, you want to leave some shadow. The shadow is the black part. You want to put this on the right side mainly. It needs a little more green in it, especially in an area like this. Well, we know the sun is coming down this way. You want to leave the black on the bottom. I mean, that is so critical. You always have to be aware of the direction of the sun. If you want to paint, if you're a painter, if you just want to watch somebody else paint, that's great. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I do it myself. But if you paint and you're just learning, man, that's critical. I mean, I can't say it enough. You have to know the direction of your sunlight, or any light, not just sun, any light. The direction of your light. I mean, it'll make you or break you. Now this, when the sun's coming down, we'll leave a little bit of shadow, but it's kind of sticking straight up in the air. This one here, we know where that goes. This one is kind of a toss-up, so we'll just put it in the center. I'm gonna get a little bit more yellow now. And I'm just going to kind of throw some heavy yellow here and there. Yeah, I think some nice red flowers or something would go good on this. This is really the lazy man's way of doing it, or the easy way, whichever you prefer, because you can always take your brush and do the comma strokes, and that looks great too. But sometimes I do the lazy way, or the easy way, whichever you prefer. I'm using a fan brush. That's the easy way. And there's nothing wrong with that. It looks good either way, to be quite honest. It's like when I do trees sometimes, I'll use a 1-inch brush on the leaves, or sometimes, for just a switch, I'll do the comma stroke trick, you know, where you swipe it back and forth. Either way is fine. And we ain't trying to build a watch here, we're just trying to paint, you know. It doesn't have to, it's not critical. Just enjoy yourself. As you can see, I've been working here a little bit, and I'm starting to put some flowers on here. I put some stuff right here. These are just flowers. I may put some red in here, I don't know, and I think I'm going to change the color of these pots because they blend in with the stone. I don't like it. I may make them blue or something. But I want to show you what I'm doing here with these flowers. I'm not the best flower maker in the world, I'll admit it. But I'm just taking, this is a Alizarin Crimson. This is a number 1 brush. I'm loading it pretty heavy because this paint's still wet. And I'm just making, I'm just pressing up, making little splats. You know, these can be roses or whatever. We'll just make something up. I don't know what the name of these are because I'm making it up. I don't know. But this is what I'm doing, and then I'm coming back with cad red light. I'm putting on top of it, and then I might have a little touch of white and touch it there, or I may make some pink stuff and put on here. But all I'm doing is just touching it. That's it. Just giving it a little touch. We don't know, I mean, I don't know what kind of flowers these are. I'm gonna say they're roses. Yeah, that's what we're gonna say. Some of you people at home that are good at making flowers are probably cringing. I'm not a flower maker. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about it. This is how I make flowers. I just take my brush and just, but you know, you get the idea. It kind of looks like flowers a little bit. And I'll put one, right, since I made a mark, I'll put one there. Put one here. Yeah, some people, man, they are so good at making flowers. I am not one of those people. I do barns and mountains and things of that nature. I'll make this the last one, and I'll show you what I'm doing here now. Get you a light red. This is Cad Red Light. And I want to leave a shadow, kind of a shadow effect, so I'm just kind of touching the top. I want that alizarin crimson to show, you know, at the bottom, to show that it's darker. See, don't that look good? I really like Cad Red Light. I've said that in a few of my other Cad Red Light and Cad Yellow Light. Those are probably some of my two favorite colors that I use. Man, it's just so nice. Beautiful colors, I think. Probably shouldn't have put this one right here. I don't like that spot, but I did, and it's there, and it's probably going to always be there. I'm going to put a few more right here, though. But I just want to show you what I'm doing. I think I might change the color of these vases. I might make this red. Let's go ahead and do that. I can't help myself. I got this. I don't think I'm going to put any alizarin crimson. I think I'm just going to just touch some spots here and there. Just to put some color. I like color. Just to put some color in. I wasn't going to, but I mean, it don't have to be a lot. This could almost be enough, really. Not too bad. I might just leave it. I think that's probably good. Well, looks like that's a wrap. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching. It sure looks different, don't it? Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more future videos. Thanks.